Good morning. Welcome to your first day of induction at Alderwood. I'm Carla and I'm going to be training you. I'm a learning and development facilitator at Alderwood and for Achieve Together. And I'm going to just be doing the first day of induction with you and get to know a bit about Alderwood and who everybody is and how everything works. Okay? First things first though, bit of housekeeping for you. So parking. If you've parked around this building or in this area, you need to move your car now. And this is usually where everybody gets up and runs because they do camp around this area, so you need to park on the main road out there. Hopefully none of you have parked around here. Health and safety, there are no fire drills planned for today, so if the alarm does sound, we exit through this door, walk around the building to the car park, and that's when we meet. I will be first out the door. Toilets are just through here, and there is a vaping area just outside here, or smoking area if you're a smoker. And the kitchen area is out there as well. I think you have been shown by Jean, because Jean does that. So mobile phones, I don't mind you having your mobile phones on you. It's okay if they do ring and you urgently need to take that call. If you can just take it outside and be back as soon as possible. But please don't be sitting here texting or doing anything on your mobile phones unless I've instructed you to do so, all right? Okay, so just a bit about me. I started with Alderwood it'll be 5 years this year. I started as a training coordinator for Alderwood, and before that I worked in care for 26 years now. No, I'm not that old really. So yeah, I've got a lot of experience. I started as a support worker. I was managing a home at 22. I have worked with social services, children, adults with learning disabilities. Autism is definitely my speciality. So I've got lots of experience, and I decided I wanted to do something else with my time. I wanted to affect care more directly, so I came into training. So it's a really varied job, as you know, and if you're starting as a support worker today, then you know that you are really valued, and your role is really valued. So what we're going to do over the course of these 2 weeks is we are going to cover the mandatory training. Now I'll take you through the LMS system a bit later, but over these 2 weeks what we're going to cover is safeguarding, which is a full-day course, and that will be here. Emergency first aid at work, which is this one. We don't usually abbreviate stuff, but obviously I have on here. ProAct Skip, which Neil will do, and that's a 2-day course. A lot of that is theory and physical as well. We have autism, because that is what we do here, and we specialise in autism, learning disabilities, and MCA and DOLS. MCA and DOLS, that's mental capacity and deprivation of liberty. So you're going to learn all about that. Moving and handling, whilst we don't do any physical moving of people throughout Alderwood, what we will do is general moving and handling stuff, how to pick up boxes correctly, bend your knees and all of that. So we'll just take you through that as well. And then active support at the end of that. So hopefully over these 2 weeks you'll learn loads and loads of stuff, and you'll be ready to go into the homes and hopefully start working with the people we support. So first of all, we're going to come up with some rules for training. So things that you want to happen, things you don't want to happen while we're on training for these 2 weeks. We're just going to come up with a list between us. So obviously one of my things that, like I've told you, is mobile phones. I don't mind you taking emergency calls, but I don't want you filling on your phones and looking at those. So is there anything else that you do or don't want to happen? So we've covered mobile phones.
Stick to timings.
Yeah. stick to timings? As in me stick to timings, or
Yeah, and everyone
or we're
else.
back off the break on time?
Respect.
Respect, absolutely. We have to respect that over these 2 weeks we're going to get to know each other quite well. We might have differences of opinions, that's okay. Feel free to share your ideas, share your opinions, but obviously we will have different opinions, we're different people, so we just have to respect that. And obviously when somebody's talking, just listen to them and don't talk over each other, so we get the full experience and hear everything that everybody says. Okay? Anything else?
Confidentiality.
Absolutely. Also, with spelling that, no judgment on spelling, all right? Because I cannot spell to save my life, so no judgment on spelling.
Moves back into respect.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, confidentiality, so whatever we discuss in this room stays in this room between us, and that's really important. We might be talking about people we support, we might be talking about experiences, so we just need to keep that in this room. Okay? Anything else you want to add?
Well, a bit of fun.
Oh my god, yes.
Steal mine.
Can't be all doom and gloom. You know what I mean? So have some fun. Yeah?
Absolutely. And I think that's the most important one, because if you're having fun, then hopefully you're learning loads of stuff and you'll remember stuff as well. So if you think of anything else, we can come back and add to that list at a later date if you suddenly think, or feel free to come and write on it, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, we will definitely, hopefully have some fun. So talking of fun, the first thing we are going to do is a bit of an icebreaker. So in pairs, I want you to sort of interview each other. So I want you to be prepared to feed that back to the whole group. So I want you to learn your partner's name, which home they are going to be working in, experience in the sector, something unique about them. So I want something interesting, like a talent or some experience or a demonstration even would be awesome. Anything that you think is unique about you, and be prepared to demonstrate it. Okay, so we're just going to spend 10 minutes doing that, and then you can feed back to the group. Go.
What's your name?
Neil.
From my name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, not just
It's from Japan.
There you go.
What home are you working at?
Chestnuts.
Full name? Jeff Homewood, yeah.
Where did you work before? Have you worked in this sector before?
No,
Do you know what name
never
is?
No,
done
no,
this.
no.
You're going to have it for
Never done this
No,
way.
Rushton, that's good. I'm going to be going
What
to
did you do
Rushton.
before?
I was a
Oh,
four.
so you've got a baby
We're going to
already?
be working together, that's nice.
Awesome.
So you're going to be working at Rushton. I'm down,
Okay.
so you might as well do it together. Do it in tandem. Let's do it in tandem.
Before leave.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working at Rushton.
And what's unique about you?
Experience in the sector, I'm pretty new to health
I'm
and social
a
care. I
quirky
did
person,
do
that's funny.
a job once.
What do you mean by quirky?
About 12 to 18 months with elderly people, but that was quite
I have.
simple time.
I very
So,
often have a different
not a lot of
idea on
experience in health and
things.
social
I
care.
think.
In what sense?
You had it?
I've had 20 years experience. 20 years
Fucking
experience working
Let me think.
multiple environments.
I tend to think
Elderly
outside
care.
the box,
Okay.
and that sometimes
Worked
does
in
come
SENS,
across as quirky.
Worked for
People have a different of opinions sometimes. Experience of, I haven't got any experience in care,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
specialist knowledge. I'm quite good with people.
Okay.
I like to talk to people.
Well,
Party
also,
trick.
I noticed something unique
yes.
about them. Just tell me your talents. What have you got?
Oh God.
This is a tough one. Party trick.
Experience,
party
specialist
trick?
knowledge, party tricks, be prepared to demonstrate.
Well, I could ride a unicycle.
I've got one.
No, I'm trying to think.
Well, they'll never know then.
So I'm
that's
saying,
it. So
man,
you can ride a unicycle.
I'm going to work at
I like
Chestnuts
that
as
one.
well.
You're working at
I've
Chestnuts
tried
as
to
well.
ride a
Yeah,
unicycle.
so it's my first
Very
job.
difficult.
My first job ever. I'm only
When
18.
did you learn to
You're only
ride a
18.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, let
20
me.
years ago,
Yeah, so
20
you
years
need to
ago.
make some notes.
How and where, Jeff?
the front of my bike fell off, and I just kept going.
Chestnuts. Stop it. No, never worked before. Never worked.
No, I've never
How
worked
old did you
before.
work?
But I am only 18.
Never had job.
Most weeks I have to use it to get to work.
Never had a job.
Okay.
She's 18.
Any other talents other than being able to ride a
Talents you've got?
unicycle?
Can you pole dance?
I haven't
I can actually.
Oh, you're right. So you're creative.
I can, and I can change an engine in
You're
a car.
creative.
engine
You
in
like
a car?
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do. I love that.
Enjoy it.
Whilst pole dancing.
Something unique about me.
A car
Hi, Jeff. What's unique about
Do
me?
you,
and,
do you like skateboarding?
and
Anything
pole
like that?
dance.
Yeah, I suppose I enjoyed skateboarding a
Oh,
lot
you
when I was
do?
younger. Yeah.
I'm sure I've seen you somewhere before.
I put that down as your party trick stroke specialist knowledge.
And you've got to
Yeah,
explain it, that mate, so that's
specialist
okay. I'm not going to just demonstrate.
No, you won't be able to demonstrate that.
Pie tricks. I haven't got any pie tricks.
So what's your pipe trick?
Do you have
I do
any
actually have a good
experience
trick
in the
with a
sector
staff,
at all? Have you
but I
looked
haven't got
after
staff
anyone with
demonstrate.
any care needs?
But
Fuck
if I
hat.
had a staff, I could actually demonstrate quite a good little trick with a staff. I haven't done it for a while, but it is quite a good little trick.
Can I just say that I'm not demonstrating mine?
As a cat.
I haven't done a staff. I'm not gonna demonstrate.
When you explain
It's
what
quite
it
a
is.
trick. Have you got any pie tricks? Specialist
No,
knowledge?
I don't really have any pie tricks.
No, well I don't really. This was more
Occasionally
of
go
a
bungee
a
jumping.
thing I saw
put
on
that
TikTok
down.
over the
you?
Christmas period.
Yeah,
with
that
staff,
helps.
and I was like,
That
that's a good
helps.
trick,
That
I'm gonna
helps
learn how to
in
do that.
Stretches me.
And then I shared it with my family over Christmas. Meetings, like, walk into the house and like, oh, yeah, it's
I
got
think
a
that's
staff.
about it, isn't it?
We're good.
About there. We're good. We're good.
Are you like the 60s?
Yeah, so I probably know a bit about 60s music.
Yeah, I
Oh,
suppose
that's
actually
it.
skateboarding,
Hold on,
I know
with the
quite a lot about
cats.
skateboarding history as well,
Yeah.
to be fair. I do.
Okay. Are you all ready to share what you've learned about your partner?
Share, not
Yeah.
show.
Share, not well. Let's see. So, would you like to introduce your partner first of all?
Yeah, this is Sarah. She's 18. She's
Yeah.
going to work at Chestnuts. She's never worked before. She's never had a job.
Okay.
She with like care, some sort of care knowledge. She has a cat, so she has dependency there.
Mhm.
She can pole dance,
Wow.
and
Okay.
she knows how to put an engine in a car.
Those are really useful skills. Well,
Some of
engine
them.
and car. So pole dancing. When did you first decide that you were gonna do that?
When I was about 13.
Oh, okay. Okay.
For fitness.
Yeah. Okay. So you're quite good at that then. If you've been doing it since you were 13.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go down that career path. So
No.
I thought, come and care for people, because I've had that experience with my cat.
No, but loads of people do it for exercise, don't they? And,
Yeah.
and keeping toned. And I imagine your thigh muscles are really quite strong now, aren't they?
They're all right.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. What else?
No, I think that's all we've got round to talking about
Okay.
at that stage.
Okay. So Sarah, would you like to introduce Neil?
This is Neil. He's also going to work at Chestnuts with me.
Okay.
He's not worked in this sector before. He was a forklift driver,
Wow. Okay.
but he wanted to come and work in this sector. He says he's quirky, quite funny. He has different ideas about things, and he thinks outside the box. His special talents are he's good at talking. He's very good at
Okay.
talking, and he bungee jumps.
Wow. Okay.
I
So,
did-
so what made you want to get into this type of work? Because that's quite different, is it? Forklift driving to care work.
Yeah, I was a bit tied up really. I'd lost my job, so I needed to get a job, and I thought, what better to do than go into another career?
Okay.
And I looked after my nan for a bit before she passed away, So I thought I was quite good at that. So maybe that'd be a good line of career path.
Okay.
So I decided, it seems okay. I've read about it a bit.
Awesome. Okay, that's really good. So what about bungee jumping then? Because I'd love to know where you have bungee jumped off that was the most scariest.
Well, there's a big bridge, you see. It's up in the Lake District. It's a little bit illegal, but a friend and myself went up there with a van. I'm trying to remember the actual area, you know, but that was probably the worst one because it was a bit hairy because the bungee almost, you know, it was. I had to wear a helmet anyway, but it was very close. We were probably about 18 inches from the floor when I come off. And obviously you have to weigh it. You have to get some scales to weigh so you know what sort of length and elasticity you should have. But yeah, that's probably the worst one.
That
but
sounds really scary. So that wasn't like set up professionally then? That was just
that was
going...
Yeah.
Okay, that's
that was,
real daredevil stuff.
Yeah, it's good. But what I really like to do, I'd like to go to, in a hot air balloon over the Grand Canyon and go off on a bungee cord there. I think that'd be quite good.
Definitely do that professionally, though. Don't do that yourself.
No.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. That's really interesting. Would you like to introduce your partner?
Yeah, this is Jeffrey Homewood, likes to be known as Jeff. He's going to be working at the Rushton home, which is the same place that I've been allocated to go to when I start. He's had 20 years of experience of sort of working in the health and social care sector, many different environments, and yeah, he's enjoyed it for that period of time. Special unique skills, he can ride a unicycle.
Wow,
So
are you
each their own.
prepared to demonstrate that today? Because I've got a unicycle in my car.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Well, what happened with me was I was delivering bread up this hill, and on the way back, the front of my bike fell off. And as I was just still on the chair, and I was going downhill, and I thought, you know, this is great. So I continued, and there was a circus at the bottom of the hill, so I just went straight in and got myself a job.
Wow,
Amazing.
that is an awesome story.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think me and Neil should join up with you, the bungee jumping.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could create a
sounds
new
like
sport, couldn't you?
Yeah, I do. Unicycle bungee jumping. There you go.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. He's also a bit of a creative, and he really enjoys all forms of art and painting and stuff as well.
Okay.
So yeah, but he hasn't got any party tricks. But his unicycle sounds like a bit of a party.
It does.
trick to me.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
in the next 2 weeks, I think we definitely need a demo in the car park, don't we?
Definitely.
One of these days. So that'd be good.
Definitely. Wow. So 20 years experience then.
Yeah.
So what's been the main type of person that you've worked with?
And initially it was with the elderly and worked with dementia. And then it's been working at Alderwood for the rest. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Awesome.
Amazing.
Brilliant. Okay, would you like to introduce?
So this is Daniel Turner, let's go by Dan. He'll be working with myself at Rushton, which we're looking forward to. Dan previously has had only about 12 to 18 months experience working in care, and that's with the elderly. And his skills, he's quite a prolific skateboarder, and he's really interested in the history of skateboarding as well.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he's got a good party trick with a scarf.
Oh.
But I haven't got a scarf here today, so I
Oh,
can't.
anybody else?
Sure, I saw one on Jean.
Jean has a scarf. Perhaps we'll get you that at break
I'll bring
time,
in a
Dan.
scarf one day.
Yeah,
So I
excellent.
can show you.
Okay, that
It's
sounds
a
really
magic
interesting.
trick with a scarf.
It's a little, yeah, it's a magic trick, yeah.
Oh, I'm very interested now.
Yeah. I wouldn't be that impressed.
It doesn't take a lot, Dan, to impress me.
No, well, that's it. Well, we'll see.
So between you then, we've got quite a variety of people and experiences and life experiences. I'm imagining some sort of thing going on with your pole dancing, bungee jumping, unicycles, skateboarding. This could be quite an interesting group. Excellent. Okay, so I mean, it's really good that you are actually sat in pairs that you're going to be working with, because it's good to have a buddy when you go into a home when you're new. So that's awesome. That's really good. Thank you for that. That is brilliant. Okay. So I'm just going to take you through a bit about Alderwood. a bit about how it started. So just so you have a background, it started in 2000. We were working with children here with autism. It was seen that there was a need for that provision in the care in Northamptonshire, because that provision was hugely missing and hugely lacking in this area. So that was identified, and we started off quite small. We had our first home in Chilveston, and it was, like I said, with children with autism. Registered as a school, so Ofsted inspected. So Ofsted are quite challenging, like, as in schools, you know, so we had to measure up there. And then Alderwood kind of grew with the children, so a lot of the adults that we care for at Alderwoods were actually here as children. So it's kind of nice that Alderwood's kind of grown with them and developed with them, because obviously people change, don't they? Children to adults, there's a massive transition, so it's quite nice that we've been able to do that. Obviously with adults we are now registered under CQC, and they will come and inspect depending on when that it can be 2 years, can be, it depends how that inspection outcome goes. You can actually see all of our inspections online, so you can go and look at the last report. That's really interesting, and I think that's quite an important thing for you to do. Because it will show a lot of things that are really, really good, what we do really, really well. And then there's also things that we can improve on and develop as well, and obviously you're going to be a part of that. So it's good to know that information. 2017, CMG adds Alderwood to their portfolio. So Alderwood was a family-run business, and then it was taken over by CMG. Just because the family had run it for that long, they were getting to retirement, wanted to do different things, so that's why they took over. Valori Care, so that's supported living in Northampton. That was an acquisition of Alderwood, so we have our supported living, which we support adults that are more sort of able and don't need that so much support. So it's about teaching them skills, teaching them life skills, enabling them to sort of live as independently as possible. Then 2018, Alderwood receives 7 outstanding ratings for CQC. That's a massive achievement, and that is down to the support staff, the managers, the office, how that functions. That is a huge achievement for anybody. 7 outstandings is amazing. Regards then acquired CMG and formed what we work for now, which is Achieve Together. And Achieve Together is the company we work for, but what Alderwood is a separate sort of brand. It's about the specialist services in autism, which Achieve Together are all over the country. We've got homes, the furthest one I think Sunderland, then we've got down in Devon and everything in between, and Wales as well. We care for a variety of needs. We have specialist services, deaf services. We have PLD services, so that's physical learning disability services, elderly care, so we've got a lot of different people that we support. And the nice thing about that is that if you did, say, move house to another part of the country, you can always transfer to a different home. So there's a lot of options there for you. 2022, Achieve Together acquired JS Care in Wakefield, which is now part of Alderwood, so that's another autism specialist service that we do up in Yorkshire. And they run sort of the same as Alderwoods. They were a family-based company taken over by Alderwoods, and have sort of similar to what Alderwood do. So it was a really good fit. So that is sort of where we are today. In 2024, we are acquiring other new homes. We are opening new homes as Alderwood. We are looking to sort of spread out further afield. So it's a really exciting time to join Alderwood now, because it's really developing really quickly and really exciting times. So let's just pop through those. So these are our branding symbols. So where you see Achieve Together there, you'll see that symbol everywhere. That is us. So Alderwood's values. Achieve Together have their values and Alderwood have their values, and they kind of all interlink. But it's important to learn Alderwood's values. So it's about live, learn, inclusive, transforming and holistic care. So this is our quote here. So it's about being part of Alderwood. It's about learning. It's about not only the people we support, but you as staff as well, learning and developing. So it's kind of doing that together. So it's really important that you understand those values, and there's more of that on the Achieve Together app as well, which I will show you later. So this is the chart for Alderwood. So Matt Davis, he is head of area operations. If you come to the office in these 2 weeks, you'll probably see Matt around, and it's good to get to know faces as well. We've got 2 regional managers that oversee the different sites. So we've got Kay and Louise, and then we've got the managers of the homes down here. So you said you were in Rushden. So if we have a look there, your manager of Rushden is Simon. Is he on there? I think we've missed him off. Yes, we have. We'll get that added. But Simon is the manager of the Rushden home. He started off here as a support worker. He's been here many years, so he's got that experience and he's taken that and developed into a manager. So it's really good to know that he's had that hands-on experience and knows how it is to be a support worker and his manager. And then over here you were Chestnuts, weren't you? Mm-hmm. So we have a new manager in Chestnuts, and where is that on there? Because I can't remember his name. Oh, Lee. Lee Clayton, he is the manager of Chestnuts. It says he's sort of manager over there. This word, I can't remember say, peripatetic. So basically what that means is they're a manager that might move over to different homes and oversee different homes. But at the moment Lee is overseeing Chestnuts, so I'm sure you'll get to know Lee really well as well. So we need to download the app. Have you done that already? Because HR might have done that with you. So what we've got is an Achieve Together app, and then we have the learning management system, which is called Access. So have you all got the Achieve Together app on your phones? You're saying yes, Jeff. Dan, have you got that?
No.
No? Okay, well we'll take you through how to download that. No, you've not got that, Neil?
I wasn't sure which app it was. I found 2 on my thing. I think I might have got the wrong one.
Okay, that is absolutely fine. And what we'll do then is we will have a look on our phones. Obviously we've got Android, we've got Apple, so on your different stores, if you can have a look, and you can use your phones now, if you can open your phones, have a look in your stores and just put in Achieve Together and have a search for that, and then see if you can download that. If you've got data, that is great. If you need the Wi-Fi passwords, then I'm quite happy to give you that as well. But using your data is better here because the Wi-Fi is a bit sort of hit and miss. So if you've got
I've got limited access on my phone anyway. So
okay, that's brilliant, excellent.
Yeah.
Is that the right one?
Yes, that is. Yeah, brilliant.
So do I need to delete that one?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. That's yeah, you don't need that one, but
okay.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So you're gonna log in once you've downloaded. Have you downloaded?
It's doing it.
Doing it. Okay, brilliant. Dan?
Yeah, it's on the way.
Brilliant. And Jeff?
Yeah.
Are you all logged in and signed in and
it's all
stuff?
fine, yeah.
Brilliant, because you've worked here for some time now, haven't you? So That's awesome. Let's have a look at those. So when they're downloaded, let me know.
Nearly there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect.
What?
It's downloaded, I just need some sign-in credentials.
Okay, so your sign-in credentials are your payroll number, which HR should have given you on an email.
Yeah.
No? It should be on an email that you've got.
Oh yeah, I've got it.
Yeah. And then the password to start with is always welcome1, capital W.
Capital W.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Fantastic. This is really important because this is where you put all of your time that you work on there. If you, in the break, just familiarise yourself with that app. So you've put your holiday in there. All of your information should be correct in there, so just check that for me. Because obviously human error, sometimes we get email addresses a bit wrong or something like that.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
With holiday.
Yeah.
If I've got some planned in the year, what do I do about that? Will I get it or?
That's if you agreed that when you started in your interview, then that should already be on there.
Okay.
If it's not, then you need to speak to your manager, but you can access your holidays. It should give you an amount of hours on that app, and you can book your holidays through that app as well. That will go to your manager and they'll approve it, and you'll get an email back to say that's approved or not approved.
Thank you.
And then you can discuss that with your manager. But you book everything on there. Also, really important is pay, because whilst we love what we do, we all have to earn a living, don't we? We all have to earn money to survive. It's really important to note that your pay is on there as well. Your wage slips are on there, and you just need to check those and make sure those are correct every month. And we get paid on the 26th of every month. Or if that 26th falls on a weekend, we get paid by the Friday. Okay? But any problems with pay, please speak to your manager as soon as possible, because they need to contact finance. So, learning and development. So learning and development, I'm part of that team. We have facilitators and we have coordinators. The coordinators set up all the training, they book that in, they will book you on, or your managers will book you on to the learning management system, which is called Access. So I need you to download a second app, which is called Access Learning. So if you can go in and just type in your phones again, Access Learning, it should come up with a mortarboard hat symbol with a red background.
Oh, what, sorry?
Mortarboard hat, you know, like the university
The degree
hats.
people.
Yep, that's the one, yeah. It looks like that, and
the degree people.
yeah, degree people hats.
Oh, you've got yours. So.
All good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your username is your email address.
Do I have to keep this on my phone?
It's good to keep it on your phone because it will alert you to any training you're booked on, and it will alert you to any e-learning that you've got coming up as well.
Even if I'm on holiday?
If you're on holiday, you can take it off. You don't have to have it on there. It's not an invasive app. It just sort of sits in the background and might just ping you up a message to say your e-learning's due. But it's absolutely up to you. What you can do in the homes is use the laptops in your homes to log in as well. But it's a good idea to keep it on your phones just to alert you to any training that your manager might have booked you on.
What do you think's better, the laptop or the phone?
I would say for webinars, you need to be on a laptop or a tablet. Because for webinars, you might be put into smaller groups, and you need to see the different people, and you need to see the trainer, and you'll need to see the PowerPoint. So you do need that on a bigger screen, because I think on mobile phone my eyesight's not brilliant.
Could you do webinar on the phone? Does it matter where I do it?
You can do webinars on your phone, but you have to treat webinars as though you are in a classroom setting. Okay, so what we've had in the past is people joining webinars with children. Well, they're looking after children. You wouldn't bring children to a classroom setting, would you? So you wouldn't have them on webinars. The same, you know, If you're driving, again, we've had people join when they're driving. I'm thinking, how can you join a webinar when you're driving? Again, it's just not something that's practical, is it? You have to be in a situation you can follow training.
So if you've got any pets or anything, you keep them out of the room. And
I would keep them out the room unless, you know, they're a cat or they're asleep. Don't disturb sleeping cats. But yeah, just be
My cat
mindful.
will fly. My cat's not coming on a webinar.
We have had a weird situation where we had a trainer who was doing a webinar from South Africa, and suddenly a monkey jumped through her window and she had a monkey running around the kitchen. That was quite a unique experience. So yeah, we've had weird situations happen on webinars, but for you as learners, I think it's really important that you treat it as though you're going to be in a classroom. Okay? Any queries though, just ask your manager. If you can't attend training, please let your manager know, because spaces on training are valuable. There is a cost involved, not to you guys, but us as a company. And when those spaces are wasted, it's a waste of resources. So if you know you can't attend training, then please let your manager know so they can cancel you, so somebody else can take that place. Okay? So when you have logged into your Access app, what you are going to see is e-learning. Have any of you already completed the care certificate? Now I'm guessing you will have, and you might even have an apprenticeship at MVQ?
Yes.
Fantastic. But I'm guessing for the rest of you, you probably haven't done the care certificate?
what is it? Is
Yeah,
it like when I was in a warehouse, I got like a forklift licence? Is it similar to that? That was a certificate.
It's similar. Basically, it's 15 standards that we cover for doing care. It's a nationwide thing. So once you've got your care certificate, if you were to leave, not that you're going to, but if you were to leave, it is transferable with you because that is your certificate, that is your achievement. So
it's worth having then?
Absolutely worth having, yeah. So once you've done that, keep that certificate safe. There is the e-learning, 15 units, and there is a workbook that your managers will give you to go through as well. Once you've done all that, you've got your care certificate. So that's a really good thing to have. Then you can move on to what we now call, old days it was MVQs, today we call them apprenticeships. So it's a really good opportunity.
So do you get a diploma or something out of that then?
It's an apprenticeship, so it's depends on what level you do, but it's equivalent to GCSEs or A levels or degree levels, so anything like that.
Because I weren't very good at school, so.
The good thing with apprenticeships is that it's vocational. So there might be some written work involved, but we try to keep it quite minimal with our providers. It's all about observing, it's all about talking about what you do to cover a wide variety of your job role. And that gives you a qualification that is, again, transferable. That's your qualification. And the company fund that as well, so there's nothing for you to pay for.
Oh, that's good.
Too. So it's really worth doing that. You can do that after you've passed your probation and when you've done all your mandatory training as well. Okay?
So it can be busy then?
Sounds like a lot of training.
Sounds like we're going to be
It's
busy.
a lot of training to start with, but once you've done it, what we do is different renewal periods. So some training is annually renewable, some is 2 yearly, some is 3 yearly. Like your emergency first aid that we're going to do in your induction, that's 3 yearly renewable. So whilst it feels like a lot now, you'll get the time to do it within this induction period. And once you've done it, you know, you're not going to have to do it again for another 12 months maybe. Okay? It is a lot of learning, but also it's really exciting because it's going to help you do your jobs really well. It's going to give you that knowledge. And you're going to also go into the homes, you're going to see people doing things and you're going to be able to pick up on that, learn from people around you, and also maybe update people and say, actually, we do it like this now. Don't be afraid to do that because actually you as newbies have the most up-to-date information, so it's good to share that as well. So on your apps, there is the e-learning. It will take you through all of that. Just work through it. You're going to have time in this session to have a look at that and start working through it.
If we do something at home, do we get paid for it?
Again, that's a conversation with your manager, because your manager might make time in work time for you. They might say, if you do that from home, yes, put it on your timesheet. That's absolutely fine. But again, that is down to your manager. But we do prefer you to do all of your training in work hours.
Okay.
Sometimes we know that's pretty hard because we've got people we support, they've got needs. You know, it's sometimes quite hard to do that, but we do prefer you to do it in that work time. Absences. So if you are sick, then you need to phone the home as soon as possible. If you feel like you might not be in, and you think, I'm feeling a bit dodgy now, but actually, you know, I'm not quite sure, just let your manager know so they can pre-prepare and they can put a plan in place. Because ultimately, you're there to support people, and people need that support for a reason. So if you're not there, it leaves the home short. It might leave the support short. So we need to put a plan in place as soon as possible. Obviously, you know, some sickness you can't plan for. It happens, it's life, isn't it? But if you can give your manager notice, you know, if you're feeling a bit like, oh, I'm, you know, feeling a bit fluey or anything like that, then let your manager know as soon as possible so they can perhaps pre-plan for cover. But phone your home as soon as possible if you know you're not going to be in. And if you haven't got your home's number already, then I'll be able to give you that as well. Policies and procedures, those are all on the Achieve Together app. So what I suggest is you take some time during these sessions to have a look at the policies. When you're doing a piece of training like safeguarding, refer back to the policy as well. So just have a look on the app. And there are a lot of policies, believe me, but just have a look at your really important ones.
Where would you find that on that app?
Those are all on the Achieve app. So you can just put in a search for a policy. So if you put policies and procedures, it will take you to that. If you put in safeguarding, it will take you to everything to do with safeguarding on the app. So it's quite important that you have a look at that. Any questions about anything so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah? All happy?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. We are going to do a little activity now. And I love this because I get to see who the artists are. So Jeff, I'm expecting really grand things from you, being the artist. We are going to draw a support worker, give them a name, and around them you're going to write all the things that make a really good support worker. Okay? I'm going to give you some paper and some pens.
Do you remember when we did this before, Jeff?
I have seen some marvellous things and some very scary things as well. So I always love this activity to see.
We won't draw a range today.
So there is pens in there.
Get drawing.
Blue one there. Blue one.
Another green one. What
Oh my God,
green
that's
one,
nice.
red,
Yeah,
blue.
got one. Cool.
Let's take all the good colours. There you go. You can have the pot there.
You've got drawers.
Okay, so yes, and I want them to have a name as well. Yes.
That made to draw.
Roger. Yeah, you can draw.
Why is he called Roger?
A really good picture, Jeff.
And a really friendly man, or woman, smiling, very happy. No pressure. A lot of pressure on you now, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff works. Some good things.
I'm going to get them massive.
Oh. Roger.
You're going to be so impressed doing my drawing.
Looks like you need to. Yeah, it does.
Don't cheat in there.
I can't think, Jeff. I'm not going to disturb an artist while they're at work.
Deeper concentration.
Yeah.
This is where it all goes wrong on the body.
I like that one.
bit scary if they turned up though, isn't it?
Yeah, what would you do if somebody come up like?
Dressed as a turtle.
Yeah, with a
I'd be
some
reasonably impressed, to be honest.
some sort of weapon in their hand.
If it was Raphael, I'd run because he's a bit scary, isn't he? While I'm doing the artisticness, you need to think about what qualities you need to have. Don't you clap down? I'm running out of space, you can have no legs.
You can actually pull it
It looks like from that with my dogs. A good support weapon.
Got to be that. If you're doing the job that we're doing, you've got to do that.
You book bung.
Well, independent.
You impressed with my drawing, Carla?
I am very impressed.
Independence.
Which one is the red one?
Raphael.
Raphael.
That's probably spelled wrong, but
Okay, so caring,
showing.
Again, no judgment with spelling, Neil. Absolutely
What's
fine.
his name?
patient.
I'm showing Willie.
You've got to have a name. As you've created him, I think it's only fair that you know.
Yeah, I know who he is. But I didn't know we were looking after turtles.
He's a superhero.
Okay,
He's a superhero.
Raphael,
What are you
yeah.
doing, Nicole? Speech bubble.
Is this? Oh, yeah, he's muscular, isn't he? So we need
His
to
patience,
feed him,
isn't it?
don't we? Need to feed him. Diet.
Could be that important for him as a support worker. His diet.
Well, I think that is
Yeah.
a great support.
Yeah.
He can ask himself.
It's positive things around it.
It's
Oh,
always
right.
good support.
I'll
Caring?
change that. Caring. Independent. What have I got to do?
Good
Checkies.
Yeah.
Health. Look after the well-being. Oh, you've done that because that could be health or mental
We've already
health.
said respecting people to be big.
Change that one now.
Enthusiastic, good listener, fair and enthusiastic, punctual, good time user, reliable.
I'm just listening to Dan and seeing all his now.
Yes, Dan, whisper, she's cheating.
Yeah. Like actually, yeah.
Empathetic.
Yeah, you have to have patience. You have to have patience. You need to give them attention.
Skilled, knowledgeable,
You have to learn about them as well, don't you?
good work ethos, or good learning,
And teamwork.
adaptable,
Learn about them.
able to work under pressure, honest, trustworthy,
Relation. Oh, you've done that. Well, you've done loads for somebody who's 18. Have you done
Fair for
that?
now?
Sure you ain't done this before.
Positive.
like a Jeff just scribbling and just sitting on my hands.
I can hear you've suggested things. It's good.
But I didn't want to mess with Franco, he was so great. And Jeff's now realised we've got multiple colours, so now he's going back to Franco and giving him, jazzing him up a bit, which I like.
Check their food.
I think he's got a black afro, hasn't he? Or what
He
colour?
has got a black afro.
Of course he's got a black
Of course
afro.
he's got a black afro.
And culture, I suppose. We've got to think of culture.
Recognise when we make
Religion.
mistakes.
They might be religious.
It's alright, you can't be afro.
I like it now. I want to keep this flip chart.
Challenge challenge when needed.
Ask for help when needed. I'm not afraid to ask.
Well, if you was doing something wrong, I need to tell you, don't I? But Neil,
need to.
you're not meant to do that. See?
It's
She's
good
not.
to get feedback.
That's what, sorry?
It's good to get feedback.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of some. My mind's gone blank, you see.
So there's nothing else.
Beautiful, Jeff. I think he's a great support worker.
That's brilliant.
Ours is an actual superhero.
Yeah.
I can see.
Okay, so if you are done, would you like to come out the front or stand where you are?
Should we go up, Jeff? We'll go up and hold out support
Okay,
worker.
brilliant.
Fine to come to the front. I'm happy at the front. Come on,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Wonderful.
Let's come round.
They're the
here.
artists,
We haven't got any
the
blue
artist
tack, but
group.
we've got Franco.
Franco. Oh,
Has he got roller skates
Does he
on?
look great?
He
They
looks-
are platform shoes.
He
Ah.
looks like he's from the 1960s or 70s.
But hey cats.
Hey,
Hey cats. I'm Franco.
Yeah.
I want him to come to work here.
It looks
if
like
he
a lot
came
of
an
fun.
induction, I'd be very happy.
He looks like he's
So, take us through Franco. What makes Franco a good support worker?
We've gone through quite a lot of different qualities and stuff. Someone that's adaptable, we think, would make a good support worker because you're dealing with human beings, things change, things can go wrong. So actually being able to adapt to environment, adapt to changes and actually respond to them is important. Being trustworthy, you want someone honest. We're going into people's homes, you don't want people taking money or exploiting or potentially abusing people, so you want someone that's got some integrity about them. Yeah, a willingness to learn. Do you know what I mean? So we're all here today because we want to learn more about Oldwood, want to learn more about care and support. So we think that's really important. Caring. To be a good support worker, you've got to have a caring nature because it's not a high-paid job, and actually, some of the value of what we get out of looking after someone is a reward in and of itself, isn't it? Actually, supporting someone to make a change in their own life is important. Working under pressure, as you say, homes can be really stressful environments. There can be things going on. As you say, we're going to be supporting autistic people that are going to have multiple and complex other needs and challenges. So actually, being able to work in pressurised environments is important. Having some enthusiasm for what we do. Do you know what I mean? Actually coming to work and feeling like we want to be here. Do you know what I mean? I think that makes a real difference. Empathetic. Do you know what I mean? Recognising that the people we support have their own difficulties and their own challenges, and understanding that we're here to try and support them and care for them in the best way we can. Reliable. We said about it before, if we're going to be off absent, let our managers know, because actually if I've decided to pick up a night shift and I've been throwing up since 5 o'clock and I'm not going to be there at 9:30 or 10 o'clock whenever the night shift starts, they need to get that shift covered so that the people in the home are still safe. So actually being reliable and ringing in suitable time is also part of reliability, isn't it? Asking for help. I'm sure during the course of mine and Jeff moving to Rushden, we're going to ask for help a lot from the people, and we need to have a team around us that's going to support us through that. Being a good listener. What else have we put down here? Punctual. What was this one say, Jeff?
Honest.
Honest, yes. So as you say, trustworthy, honesty. So that is Franco. That's what we think would be a good support worker.
Brilliant. That's
Yeah.
really good. You covered a lot there. So yeah, thanks. That's
No
really
worries.
good. Any feedback you want to give them before you share yours?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Franco will be a good friend for Raphael.
yeah.
They're hidden clubs.
Cool. Come on up then.
And then use his special talent.
Are you going to hold it? You're going to hold it.
I am going to hold it in your picture.
Right, this is Raphael.
Raphael, that is an awesome drawing.
He's a
Thank you very much.
superhero, but he needs our help. So we need to be consistent, because I think consistency, well, we both think that consistency is quite an important thing that somebody would need. There's no point being inconsistent. You've got to be a caring person, because that's what the job says. It says it's a caring,
We didn't
caring
steal that
job.
one from yours.
We need to make them more independent, because it'd be better if they did things for themselves rather than rely on us. We need to be at work on time. We can't be late. I know that from my old job. I don't know about you because you're not at work, but you have to be.
I was never late for school, I have a certificate.
Right. Food, we need to make sure they're fed, appropriate diet. We need to keep an eye on their diet, make sure they're eating good stuff. Culture. There's some people that with diverse needs, and different cultures and religions and stuff. So we need to keep an eye on that as well. Pay attention to them. We need to pay attention to them, because if we just leave them, you don't know what's going to happen, do you? You've got to pay attention to them. It's always good to be a team player. Make sure you build a team, keep people working together. We're like friends now, aren't we?
Maybe.
Perhaps, but you know, we'll be all right. Learning about them. That's what your care plan, isn't it? I learned that today.
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and then we're going to do our MVQ. No, it's not called MVQ. It's called
Apprenticeship.
apprenticeship. That's the one. We're going to do that. Relationships. Building relationship with Raphael. Got to get to know him and make friends with him. Not too friendly though. What's that down there?
Trustworthy?
Trustworthy. Yeah, we don't want anyone doing anything that they shouldn't be. Dodgy people. We keep an eye out for that. Don't want to see them harmed. And then well-being. I suppose that's their health, innit? It's a bit like their food, innit? Like
Yeah.
their mental
All
well-being.
of ourselves. Make sure we look after ourselves so we don't get sick.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well,
We need to
try and prevent it.
try and prevent it. We can't prevent colds, but I suppose we should ring in if we've got something, an illness or something that could pass it on. But we've got to think of their mental well-being and physical well-being. Got to have patience and listen to them. So that's how you meet their needs. They tell you, don't they?
We need to be
Imagine.
thorough. We need to read things and action them.
My nan used to tell me when she needed changing or things. So do that, and then you've got read information about them. Punctual and reliable.
Awesome.
Is that good?
That's really good. So thank you.
Do you like Raphael?
He is a very, very good
Good.
drawing a turtle. That's awesome. Any feedback for these guys on anything they've said?
No, I think we covered a lot of the same sort of general ideas.
Yeah,
about what
I
makes
think
us good
No,
care.
the one that really stood out for me was patience.
Yeah, patience. Another thing we didn't say, I think it's important, is being able to learn when we make mistakes as well. Do you know what I mean? Which is
Absolutely.
and hold our hands up when things go wrong and how can
I
we
forgot
move
to mention
forward.
fun.
Oh, absolutely. Fun goes hand in hand with support work. Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
think you've all covered a lot of, like we say, similar aspects of what makes a good support worker. And that goes back to the values of Alderwood, doesn't it? It's about having fun, it's about learning. And like you say, Dan, from learning from mistakes and being honest about it. I think some of the best things I have learned have been through my own mistakes in my career and learning from others' mistakes as well. I've got some awesome stories and things I can tell you about things that have gone on for me in my career as a support worker, but also I've had the best time with the people we support as well, because you can have so much fun. You know, yes, there is going to be challenges, and that's when you know that you are earning your money, but there's also times as well that someone you support might be learning a new skill and you think, oh my gosh, that's amazing that they've achieved that, and I've been a part of that. And that's really important, and that's a real satisfaction of the job as well. So yeah, I think your support workers are absolutely awesome. I hope that you see in yourselves a lot of those traits too, because it is really important to have all of those things. It is hard work, but it is also really rewarding. So that's really cool. Thank you ever so much for doing that. That's brilliant. Okay, so where's my clicker? Put things down and forget where I've put them. Any questions about anything? Now, we've covered a lot of stuff. We've covered the background of Alderwood. We've covered what support working might look like for you. We've covered your managing your homes, the apps as well. They're really important. Has anybody got any questions at all about anything we've discussed today?
Yeah. If you've got like a skill or something, can you take that to work? You know, because I'm quite good with my hands. I like gardening. You know, is there any way I can perhaps do that?
looking at the people you're supporting, looking at what their interests are and working alongside them. So if you've got somebody that would like to do a bit of gardening and you're good at that, then absolutely perfect. But again, it's getting to know the people you support and what they like and what their hobbies are, getting alongside them. So yeah, if you've got any skills like that and they work, then brilliant. Pole dancing, definitely not though. Well, you never know, somebody might like to pole dance.
I don't suppose they'd be doing bungee jumping.
Probably not with you, no. So yeah. Any other questions? No. If you think of anything, you know, you can write it down, you can ask me. If I don't know the answer, I will find out for you. But if you think of anything, please, you know, just come and ask me. What I'd like to do now is just close for the morning. I just want to know, have a think about it. One thing you've learned, one thing you've enjoyed, and one thing you're looking forward to during your induction. Remember, this is a 2-week induction. You're going to learn loads and loads of stuff. You've touched on some of it, like safeguarding. You're going to learn more about autism. So have a think about something that you've learned or something that you would like to learn, okay? And then I'm just going to ask you all, so who shall I pick on first? Or is someone volunteering? Dan, brilliant.
One thing that I've learned today, obviously the importance of making sure I've got the app on my phone so that I can document my hours so I get paid.
Absolutely.
And my sickness and my holidays. That's a very important thing, to know where to go so I can book time off. Like Neil, I did actually disclose at the interview that I've got a holiday booked for this year in sort of June, July time. They said it'd be fine, but once I go on my app, I guarantee it's not going to be there and signed off, so I'm going to have to request it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as you say, it's something to chase up. Enjoyed. It's been nice to meet Jeff, Sarah, and Neil, and yourself this morning. Do you know what I mean? You seem all like really nice people. And as you say, looking forward to getting to know everyone over the next couple of weeks and seeing what information and what training we're going to get given, really, to make us more better carers moving forward. So
yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Dan. That's great.
I think, like Dan, making sure what I've learned, making sure that I'm checking my app to see about training, what training's coming up, and also see the wages, making sure I'm on top of that, so I'm not being paid any less than I should be. I've enjoyed working together as a group and obviously getting to know everyone. I'm just looking forward to learning even more about the job that I'm going to be expanding into.
Brilliant. Thank you. Neil?
I've learned a lot about people today. I've learned about these people.
Yeah.
They seem nice, so I know what to sort of expect. I know about the individuals. You've talked about them, and I got my app sorted out. I was a bit worried about that because I've got 2 apps on there. I've got it, so and now I know that I couldn't have got paid. I might not have got paid if I'd have sorted that out today. So a bit like everyone else, and my holiday, I just go back to my manager in it and see if they sort it out for me.
Anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah, getting to know these people that we'll be supporting. That sounds quite fun. That does.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Good. Sarah?
The history. I wasn't sure how everything fitted together, so that was the big learning for me today. I've just enjoyed being with everyone. I like being involved, so the more of that, the better. And then I'm looking forward to being with the people. That's what we're here for, isn't it? So I'm looking forward to meeting them.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Well, thank you all very much for coming today. What we're going to do, we're going to take a break now, and then when we come back, we're going to be looking at your e-learning in a bit more detail. I'm just going to make sure you can all access that, and that you're all comfortable with it, all know what you're doing, and then I can let you go home. And then we're back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is moving and handling, so be prepared to have your learning hats on again. And also take some notes as well. Okay. Thank you ever so much, and I will see you a bit later.
Thank you.
Thank you.